Hello again, I am Jim Bob and welcome back to F1 Manager 24, created team career with Cadillac here on the PC. Tonight it's round 13 of Season 5 and we are heading to Zandvoort for the Dutch Grand Prix. And we're coming off one of our worst races of the season, ironically, at Spa. We just did not have great pace. We managed to get some points with Max. We got torpedoed with Lando, and he was forced to retire, which wasn't great. More expense on engine bills, etc. But we did manage to get some interesting stuff done afterwards. We have got enough cash, or we managed to get enough cash together to upgrade our design center. That upgrade will drop sometime in December, ready for the new season. And we're about a month away from our factory hitting level 3 as well, which will open up that fourth build slot, ready for next year as well. So that's excellent stuff. We have got a couple of facilities that have just started to wear down to the next level, and we have to wait until we get back from Zandvoort, I think, unless it'll let me do it now. It wouldn't let me do it last night. Let's have a look. Yeah, we've got to wait till we come back. It's the day that it's gone down to 75%, so we have to wait one more day, and one more day we'll be at Zandvoort. So come the Monday after the Grand Prix, we'll be able to get that done and get that tour centre refurbed. We'll ignore the weather centre, and then like last year, we'll probably drop an upgrade on it either towards the end of the year or beginning of next year, and we'll just make do with it as it is now for the rest of the season. So we do have a little bit of cash available. We've got 1.5 mil. We want to try and boost our team's marketability if we can. So I'm looking at upgrading this, and that is more expensive than I thought it was going to be at 4.2 million. That would be nice. That would be very nice. It would certainly help with the issues we're having with the sponsors. But, yeah, we can't afford that. Not anytime soon, anyway. So, I'll have to put the kibosh on that one. We do have some good news, though, going into Zandvoort, and that is that Lando is no longer on sponsor duty. So, his stats are now looking much healthier. Norris has actually got more accuracy than Max now. Max now having to do some sponsor work this month. So the two of them are a bit more balanced in the outright pace stats, the cornering and the braking, but control, smoothness, overtaking, defending, accuracy, all now in Norris's favour. So Norris could be the driver that will actually do some good for us. And his development rate's gone back up to low, now that it's back up to full enthusiasm as well. So we might even get a little bit of improvement out of Norris over the next few races. We'll see. Maybe his stats will actually get a little boost somewhere. That would be nice. Evening Gina, evening Wayne, good to see you guys. Victor's here as well. Hello to everyone else who's lurking in the chat. So that's where we are right now. We just need one more points finish this season to complete the long-term objective, and we're well on target to finish in third or above in the standings for our season objective. So let's spend a little bit of time with the cars. We need to prep them ready for this weekend. Let's change out the engine for practice parts. It is a normal Grand Prix weekend, so we will be putting Ugo in the car again tonight. And I think I'll put him in for Lando, because we put him in for Max a lot this year. There we go. That gearbox now almost completely destroyed thanks to that shunt. Our ERS has taken a big old whack as well, but it's still viable for practicing. And we will have to switch to that engine. This engine has also lost probably about 6% plus of its life as well, which is not great, but I mean, maybe we can get through the rest of the season with that. We'll keep our fingers crossed. We do at least have this one for a couple of races. I might run this engine tonight just to save this one for Monza. I think we'll probably do that. Right, let's take a look at where we stand performance-wise. So to do that, let's take a look at the trusty database editor. We'll load up our current save and check to see if any more upgrades have been dropped. We saw a big upgrade for Aston Martin at the last race at Spa. We also saw big upgrades from Mercedes, Ferrari, and HiTech as well. This is taking a little while, so let's just refresh the page and try again. There we go. So, performance. HiTech have got another upgrade, so they are now the second best car overall. McLaren have actually dipped slightly, come back towards us. No upgrades for Williams or for Ford. There's an upgrade there for Maserati. Audi have been on a steady decline since Silverstone. Nothing too serious, but a slow decline. Looks like nothing for TGR. They're static. A small upgrade for Ferrari. And is that a slight decline for Mercedes? Possibly. And of course, we're static, and we have been for quite a while, since Baku. No upgrades on the car since Baku. And not like, well, I think we've got one more upgrade coming, haven't we? I think we've got a new chassis coming. So let's head back to HQ and check that. Yes, there we go. We've got a new chassis coming. That is 3.5 weeks away before we can start building it. And I think time-wise, that's probably the last one we can get on the car now, before we get to a point where we'll have an upgrade for maybe one race. So, yeah, that's the last upgrade for our car this season. It'll be pure research from this point on. At least we'll have something to just give us that slight little extra bit of expertise. And maybe a tiny performance boost as well. Evening, Dino. Right, anything in the build queue? We've got another rear wing that's due to drop. Let me check our other spare part situation. We've got one spare suspension, so we might make another one of those. Good on underfloors and side pods. Rear wings, we've got another one coming. Front wings, we're fine. Chassis, we've got new chassis being designed, so we don't need to make any more of those, I hope. So let's build one more suspension, just to top that back up. There we go. And with that, we are now ready to head into the Grand Prix. So, checking on the point standings, you can see that we are currently 89 points behind Ford in the constructors' standings. Max is 31 points behind Oscar in the driver standings. The gap going up after a strong performance for Oscar at Spa. But maybe, just maybe, here at our home race, or Max's home race, we can do something good. We'll see. Targets are going to be 18th and or higher for both. There we go. And I would not be at all surprised if Lando is slightly quicker today.
Hello, and a very warm welcome as we prepare for the Dutch Grand Prix. The last race saw Yuki Tsunoda take the win. The team got everything just right, and when it came down to it, the Japanese driver delivered in style. Let's get on with the weekend.
So, it's a wet weekend. It has very, very heavy wet rain this day to start practice 1 and 2. We'll have lighter rain on Saturday, for practice 3 and for quali, and then light rain itself for the Grand Prix. So rain is going to get steadily easier throughout the weekend. This will be a good chance to see how Ugo could handle wet weather driving. I think we'll use the wets. I don't think we're going to need those for the main Grand Prix, but because it's potentially a wet qualifying, I think we'll get an extra set of wets anyway. Maybe. Fuel load for Zandvoort. It's a short circuit, so 21 laps if you want to do 2 separate runs. I think 20 laps is probably going to be enough. Don't want to overdo the time on track with the cars in less than favourable conditions using the practice parts. We want to try and prolong the life of these practice parts as much as possible to give us as much option with our engine parts going forward as possible. Right, setups. Very, very high downforce for the circuit at the front. It's 9.5, 10 on average. Occasionally it might drop to a 9, but more often than not it's going to be there or there. We're going to start there with a 9.5. It's usually a 13.5 on the rear wing. Again, could occasionally go up to a 14 or down to a 13, but 9 times out of 10 it's going to be a 13.5 around this circuit. And then we're looking at a 5.5, a 6.4 or a 7.3 in that kind of window for the roll bar. I'm going to start with a 6.4. I think that's probably the most likely. So we'll try that. So we're going to put this up just a bit to there. And we're going to push this up as well. We're going to go up to there. We'll try something a little bit different from Max's car, but not too substantially different. So let's go with a little bit more front wing. Let's go with a 10. Again, we'll go with a 13.5. Again, we'll go with a 6.4. This time we'll go with a little bit less on the camber and a little bit less on the toe. And we'll see how that works as well. Fingers crossed, we'll get good setup feedback straight away. Evening, Army.
Green light.
Let's get Max out first. Should check the weather really, shouldn't I? See if these wet tyres are going to be necessary for a long run. Probably. For the first stint, anyway. Now we'll send that. We go.
Yep, radio is very good for us. Brake warming reminder.
Yeah, okay.
Alright, let's see. Do we have any other rookies running?
Copy. You are loud and clear.
Yeah, Subtly Lindsley getting a run out at HiTech. Walid Sharik getting a run at Mercedes. And that's it. Just those two and Ugo. Alright, we're telling to avoid the high curbs.
Try to reduce curb use and it's unsettling the car.
And we'll accelerate.
Yep.
So another part of the 2026 DLC dropped on the Mod Hub yesterday. It is Little Onion's helmet pack for 2026. It does need the a separate mod file to work with it, which was released by the Fire Nexus
Try to keep the
a few months ago, which is an extension to the 2025 mod, which enables drivers to revert back to their original helmet if they go back to a team that they started the game with. So, for example, if George goes back to Mercedes, it would automatically apply his Mercedes helmet. Likewise, if Norris were to return to McLaren, it would put his McLaren version of his helmet back on him. Things like that. So it does need that file to be installed as well to work with it. I think it also includes a couple of extra 2025 helmets as well. I'm not sure. But that's available on Overtake. So all the details are listed there. We still haven't had an official 2026 mod livery pack drop yet. A couple of other modders have made their own packs, which are available on Overtake. I've not looked at them yet. I'm waiting for the official pack. I say the official pack. The one that's being done by the team that's making the 2026 mod. That's what I mean by official. And of course, the Ferrari livery is available from on Overtake from Jody as well. On its own. Right, let's speed time back up. I had been soldiering on with more more Days Gone in my off time. It's fun playing that game again. I haven't played it since I platinumed it when it came out, so it's nice to load that up and play it again.
How does the car feel?
Right, first bit of feedback from Max, 92%. That's not too bad. Let's see what we get with Hugo.
Okay, you check the temperature.
Yeah.
And try to work on your front tires.
Is it 4 out of 5? Taking a little while today. There we go, 91%. That's not too bad.
Yes, confirm.
We will get Hugo in now, because his job is literally just to do the setup. He doesn't gain track knowledge. So keeping him out for the full run is completely unnecessary and a waste of time and engine wear, etc. Let's get him in straight away. Put the next set of changes on and send him straight back out again.
Slippery track, pit exit.
So, what do we need to change? The roll bar. I'm going to bring that back to a 5.5. Push that up a touch more. I'm sure I need to find 8%, 9%. So, that's going to be about 7. That might be it. That might be it. With that tiny little change there and there, combined with that, that might be all we need. So, we'll try it and see what happens. Max will be in soon with a couple of laps. We've got a spin for Franco Colapinto.
Everything's all right here.
Very much the villain of the piece last night when he torpedoed Norris.
The spin. And I doubt there's going to be too much criticism after that, though, when you consider these conditions.
Oh, I'll criticise him. I'll criticise the shit out of him. I'm not bitter. That's all. Right, so what do we need to change for Max? Oh, the roll bar here as well. Again, let's try making that a 5.5. Push that up a bit. And let's push that up 1 click. And try that. Max was at 96% after that run and based on a setup of 92%. So we're not going to send Max back out. We'll do that tomorrow. Or let's say tomorrow, in the next session. But we will get Hugo to do a second run. Try and get that car nailed perfectly for Lando. So he just needs to get a couple of laps in. Oh, you've tried the helmet pack already, have you? Any good? Did it work properly, or did you have any issues with it? I think Little Onion did say that there were a couple of minor issues that he is hoping to fix later on. I think one of them was a visor on someone's helmet. Colapinto's helmet might not work properly, and there was someone else's as well, I think. fact, while that's running, let me open it up and have a look. So these are some of the helmets here. You got Max and Hadjar. I think Hadjar actually might have been the other one. We've got Hamilton and Leclerc, George and Kimi, Oscar and Lando, Bearman and Ocon, Perez and Bottas, Bortoletto and Hulkenberg, Alonso and Stroll, and then Albon and Sainz as well. So yeah, Hadjar's helmet replaces a Red Bull generic one. So you'll have to make sure when you go into that, because it'll have car 1 and car 2, make sure you know which car Hadjar's in, and then delete the opposite car file. So if it says car 1 and car 2 and he's in car 2, make sure you delete car 1, and then it'll work fine, no problem at all. Or it should work fine, no problem at all. Antonelli has weird materials with his helmet. Bortoletta's visor doesn't work properly. Okay, so I was wrong on the other ones. I thought it was Colapinto, and I did say someone's visor. It was Bortoletta's visor. But yeah, those are the current issues. And those helmets should be available straight away. It does say here as well, it needs the dynamic driver helmet base file, which was made by the Fire Nexus. That is also there. And it says because of that, I also included some 2025 helmets used in that pack. So the dynamic driver helmet is also here, as you can see, on overtake. Right, back to the game. Ooh, chat just disconnected. Please wait while we try to reconnect you. That was weird. There we go, reconnected. All right, let's finish this run for Ugo.
We need to work on the tires, keep the temperature on the tires.
He's taking his time on this run. It's going to be close. He should just about give me that feedback. Ooh, hang on. He wants to come back to the garage. Not yet. Not till you give me that 5 out of 5. I'll make you get out and push the car if you run out of fuel until you give me that feedback. Well, round you go again. Not allowed in yet. Not until you tell me what I need to know. There we go.
Update
Thank you. Now
when you can.
Alright, what did he actually get to? 95%. Alright, so we're close. We're very close. We're going to need to tweak the front wing. Let's take it to a 10. Let's bring that in one. And let's drop this down a couple like that. We've got a tiny movement there. Hopefully the straights will stay okay. That should now be correct because we've moved that. Might be a bit too much. Let's push that back up one and see if that... Oh, that's the same, isn't it? Yeah, let's try that. And that'll be what Norris will get to run in the next session. What did I say about the dynamic helmet again? You need the Fire Nexus's dynamic driver helmet extension for the 2025 DLC. It's on overtake. and it's linked inside the description of Onion's helmet pack for 26. It's also linked in my video description because we're running it here as well. So, at the end of the session, Freddie Vesti is top with a penalty to be carried over, as does Colapinto. Hugo's had a good development run. He'll now disappear off to do F3. If F3 is taking part this weekend, is F3 taking part this weekend? I don't remember. That's an easy way to check. Let's go back to the database editor. It's still loaded up, and let's take a look at the calendar. And F2 is taking part this weekend, but not F3. So he won't be back in F3 duty again until Monza. And then Miami. And then the season finale at Brazil. So he's only got 3 rounds of the championship to go. Right. Next session. Let's keep the same wet tyres on. No point wearing out another set if we don't need to. We will put 20 laps of fuel in again. That's probably more than we'll need, but we'll do it anyway. What is the water level to start the session? 4.79. Evening Death. Let's go with 25 laps for Norris. So max out first.
4,
He'll be a little
3,
bit lighter on fuel,
2,
so he should be a little bit
1.
quicker, theoretically. And it's going to stay properly wet. So that should keep the tyres working nicely. In fact, actually, I think to stop them from wearing out too soon, we should probably
Get
put
everything
them on
as
a
you
normal
want it to
pace.
be for the
Keep
start of the
saving fuel, though.
Yep.
If they're too cold, they might
Try to reduce the hit on the curb.
I might burn out a bit quicker. I'm just wondering why Hugo's tyres went down so much. I know he did a little bit of running in inter conditions, but tyres took a big loss of grip. Down to 50%, look. Spin for Felipe.
Let's have a look at that. Things look fine here.
Have I ever tried the setup calculator?
That's the
No,
moment
and I
they
refuse
lose
to.
it. Not a mistake they'll want to make
I
again.
always do it the old-fashioned way. Keeping an eye on Norris's tyres, they are wearing out quite quickly. Oh, a puncture for Charles Leclerc. Is that a random puncture? I think it is. I think that's just a random puncture. He didn't hit a curb. We do get them every now and again. We've not suffered one ourselves yet, but we have seen a couple of others hit them.
Anything we can help you with?
We're up to optimal, so that's 97 plus for Max. Let's have a look.
Copy that.
It's 97. Still waiting on Norris. He's only at 3 or 5 so far. In fact, we can call Max in. front wing? No. Ah, okay. So that is off slightly. So let's try 2 clicks of toe. Let's see if that fixes it. Back to damp again. Really don't want to use another set of use a set of inters here. And save those for the next 2 days. We're at great for Norris, 96%.
I'm happy.
Copy that.
It's not quite there. Oh, lock up for Max. Oh, and he's damaged the underfloor, hasn't he? Yep.
Now we should be able to take a look here.
He's very sweary
Here
as
we
well.
are, we're looking at turn 11. And there goes the steering. The conditions clearly causing problems for the drivers.
So we've got one less underfloor now. Okay. Up or down. Need to find 4%. I'm going to have to move something. I don't like that. Let's move it down. Hope that it keeps those in check. And then let's correct this back. I don't think that's going to be enough. Alright, let's move it up instead. Might need to bring the front wing down. Try that. I might have overcomplicated things there, but we'll see. Evening, Johnny.
The tires?
Tire phase update when you can.
Tires are going.
Copy.
I do wonder what tyres I'm giving back. I'm guessing softs.
The tyres are.
Yeah, tyres are a bit bad. We'll keep going.
Just cool down the tyres as much as you can.
Yeah, okay.
All right, there's Max. We've
does
made
the
his
car
car worse.
This,
95%.
definitely felt better.
Copy that.
We'll call him in.
Practice your pit lane entry.
Yeah, yeah.
We're at 97. We haven't made it worse, apparently. I thought we had. Oh, no, wait. We're at 95. Highest setup was 97. So we did overcomplicate things a little bit. At least we found where some things was supposed to go. So we pushed that up by 1. And push that up to there. That should now theoretically be it, I think. We'll find out in the next session. Norris is still plugging away. Those tyres are falling to bits. He's risking a puncture. I'm going to have to call him in this lap. He won't make another one. He might not even make this one.
And box speed, sorry. Box speed confirmed.
Yeah, all good.
If he so much as looks at a curb funny, all of his tyres are going to go bang hit. Can he make it? It's going to be so tight. I don't think he's going to make it. Come on, Lando, you can make it. Easy does it. Easy does it. 1%. Hey, he made it.
Slippery track, pit exit.
Confirmed.
Crosses the pit line there, and all 4 tyres suddenly go. Whew. That was close. That was very close. We did not get the setup right. That should be it. Yeah, we'll try that. Yeah, it won't even let me because the tyres are gone. So we handed back 2 sets of softs. We're going to do the same on this next session. So we need to send him out on a set of mediums now. We need to do that with Max as well, just so we don't send back another 2 sets of softs. Even David. We should just get Lando out in time. Let's send out Max on a set of mediums for a lap. And we'll call him straight in again. And then that underfloor will get changed out at the end of the session. Right, out goes Norris. In comes Norris. We have a crash from Alex Albon and Schumacher.
Now we've got an incident here and Mick Schumacher is apparently involved.
That was close.
What was close? The car that you were so close to you actually hit? Or was it death? Was death close? I don't know. You need to be more specific there, Nick. Who do I think is going to win the first sprint? I don't know. I don't know how the cars are going to perform at a very different type of track. Battery demand is going to be a lot less demanding, so I don't know. Possibly a Ferrari. I think, you know, Charles or Hamilton will both have a chance. It's going to come down to basically whoever qualifies really well, and the Ferraris are so quick off the line that you know, if they're anywhere in the top 4, they've got a really good chance of taking the lead straight away. Right, there we go. It's the end of practice 2. Do we have a penalty for Mick? Yes, we do. Right, one final practice session to go. And then we go into qualifying. That is the end of Friday's running. Right, it's Q3, sorry, FP3. It's changed that underfloor. Going to need another one of those now. Down to 1 spare. So, setups are on the car. We're going to be starting on the inside. This is 4 mil on the track at the moment, so it's going to get a little bit lighter, my guess is. Let's take a look. Fuel loads. I need to change the fuel loads. We just need the feedback now. We've done enough to get them prepped up to 100. We just need the feedback. And it's going to get dry. Excellent. So we can do a lap on the hard tyres later as well.
Green light.
Send that Lando. And then Max.
You need to learn the gears.
Yeah, confirm. Just manage your tyres as you wish.
Okay.
Try to reduce.
Yeah, going back to your question, David. Ferrari have traditionally been very strong at China. Hamilton won the sprint last year for Ferrari. So yeah, that would be my guess. Be you know, a Ferrari, Hamilton or Leclerc. Lando has damage. No, he doesn't. No, it just means he's got a high threat of a fault developing, because we've got a very worn set of parts on. So it just means we've got high risk of fault. That's what that red light means. If we had damage, we would actually have the yellow or orange damage symbol there. But that could represent engine or a car part or tyres. So, evening up, Joe. Speed them up, getting that feedback in. All right, close to that feedback. We don't need to get the cars up to 100%. It's just something I always like to do. Our prep levels are high enough now. So we might not send them back out. Well, we probably won't send them back out after this. We'll just see what the setups are and go to our highest available after that, if it's not easy to diagnose. There we go. We've nailed it with Max. So let's call them in.
The car is amazing.
Copy that.
Max is a happy bunny. Just got to wait on Lando now.
I'm in.
Box there is very slippery.
Okay.
I remember, was it 3 or 4 cars all passing Magnussen at once down that straight a couple of years ago? There we go. Nailed the setup. And we've got an optimal
Update
for
when
Norris.
you can.
Happy with that?
99.
Everything's fine.
Okay, well, we should be able
Copy
to
that.
easily fix that, I hope.
And box speed, box speed confirm.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go. I ummed and ahed over that click as well. And I'm like, I'll go with that. I shouldn't have. I should have just left it as I thought it would be. So there we go. Both cars have 100% prep. Both cars have 100% setup. We just need to change the engine bits over in at the end of this session, and we're good for qualifying. Let's see if anyone else wants to destroy their car in the process. Track has dried out. Oh, that's a point. We need to send them out for a lap on the hard tyres, don't we? What about that? Do you mean Drugovic? There we go. Hard tyres used, which means they will be handed back. We're going to run out of softs.
Right, let's have a look now. Around turn 3. Just a bit too wide at that point.
Just
Really,
avoided the
they
barriers.
must be careful.
That's close for you there, Jack. Not long to go now, just a few minutes left in the session. What rating is everyone? I can't really show you until afterwards. So if you're still here at the end, remind me, and I will pull up the driver ratings. So that is it for practice. We've got 3 cars with penalties that will be applied after qualifying. Mick Schumacher, Franco Colapinto, and Freddie Vesti. And let's get ready for qualifying.
Hello and welcome to the much anticipated qualifying session.
Drivers need to get into Q3 if they want to make the top half of the grid. With only 10 slots available, it's a fight nobody wants to lose.
So as we head into this qualifying session, Karun, how do you think Lando's going to be feeling?
It's clear that their teammate is pulling ahead of them right now, which they're bound to be nervous about. Hopefully they can keep a level head, because they can't really afford to make any mistakes.
Well, we're certainly ready in the commentary box. The drivers are getting ready down in the pit lane, and it's time for qualifying.
Alright, what's our starting water level? 2.2 mil. See how much it fluctuates as the Grand Prix continues. We're going to go with... I'm going to go with that engine for Max, I think. Just hope we don't get an issue with it. We'll stick with that ERS. We will change the gearbox, and we'll go with that one. Too far. Right, Lando. We'll go with the 57 engine. We'll change to the second ERS, and we'll put on that gearbox. There we go. Right, we are prepped and ready. Qualifying is next.
Four seconds, 3, 2, 1, green light.
Let's take a look at the weather. So this is absolutely the time we need to be on track. It's going to be a one-shot quali then, basically. We need to be on track for this little dip here. We're going to get a flurry of activity, I think. In fact, you know what? Let's do 2 flying runs. Get them out now. Let them build some confidence, and then they'll be able to attack the lap when the track's in its best condition, with higher confidence and hopefully better performance.
So you're in a good position.
I can tell you some of the driver ratings. Max is rated 93, is the #1 rated driver. Norris is rated 90. Piastri is rated 91. Leclerc, I think, is a 90. Beyond that, I'm not too sure. Doohan started the season as an 80, 82, something like that. Similar for Felipe Drugovich. Schumacher, I think, is an 84, maybe an 83 or an 82. Lindblad
Okay,
was
good.
86 last time I looked.
Good to go.
And I say I'm not sure about anyone else.
Track is clear. Track is clear. Charge button off for last corner.
So, is Lando actually going to be able to outpace Max today? So far, yes. I mean, it's got a slightly better engine, but also he is no longer suffering stat degradation thanks to sponsor obligations, whereas Max is doing some sponsor work this time round. Norris up by about 3/10 so far. And it looks like we might be out too soon to do 2 runs back to back. So I think we'll have to call them in. Norris has gone top. Yeah, let's call them in. Track hasn't started drying up yet. So 1:16.0 and 4/10 quicker than Max. Curious, would we have had, now the track's starting to dry but no one else has come out yet, would we have had enough battery? Probably not, no. So we should start to see a little flurry of activity in the pit lane very soon. We will go back in, we'll get those batteries recharged, we'll strip an extra lap of fuel out so we're down to just 1 flying run. There we go. Albon starts to move. How long till everyone else follows him out?
I'm in. Box area is very slippery.
Yeah.
Lane.
Slippery track, pit exit.
Just saw some extra movement. Setup is 100. Should be that for Lando as well now. We'll find out in a second. 2 more cars have gone out. Ward and Lawson. Now Colapinto goes out, and so does Sainz. And they see we've got the setup nailed for Lando as well now. But we will have high confidence to attack the track now, which is good. Where's the rest of them? Can't wait too much longer. But if we want to make it out of the session, we absolutely need to be hitting the track at its best condition. Still missing a Ferrari, both of the Fords, another Mercedes, both of the HiTechs, Sonoda. Schumacher's leaving the pits now. There goes Piastri. And now we have to go. Because the track's going to start getting wetter again in a couple of minutes. Have we left this too long? I'm amazed we didn't see the whole pit to sort of exit en masse.
Watch for traffic.
All right, Porsche's coming out now. And Lindblad, Bortoletto. Still no sign of Charles Leclerc or Ollie Bearman or Yuki Tsunoda. Where are those guys? The track is still drying up.
Coming past you now.
How much longer until it starts to get wetter again? Hopefully we judge this just right. We got a yellow flag. Don't red flag the session. Just Lawson running a little wide.
Now here we are tackling turn 3. And that's where they slightly run off the track. They've got to be careful and watch the car there.
That's an in lap,
And
so it
track is clear, track clear.
won't cause them any problems.
There will be charge button off for last corner.
All right, here we go.
You should have no traffic issues. And good to go.
Now the others are coming out the pits. Track is getting worse, look. We left it just a little bit too long to get the absolute best conditions, but we'll still get good conditions, better than Leclerc's going to get. Oh wow, that track's getting wet very quickly. We did leave this too long. Ah, damn it. So busy watching the rest of the grid, I wasn't paying attention to the clock until it was a bit too late. Are we going to do enough to get through, or have we royally screwed this up? We are nip and tuck with Piastri. Norris is only just quicker than him. Max is out. Ah, damn it.
17.
We waited too long.
Mode in. Box this lap.
We waited too long. Norris will survive, I think. Porsche improves, Bearman improves. Oh God! So it's just not Bearman, sorry. Porsche and Bortoletto. Bearman has done a decent first sector, but the track's getting much worse now. So hopefully Norris will make it through. We've got a yellow flag out there as well. Lock it for Bortoletto. Turn 2, that's an odd place.
Right, we're taking the second corner. And the car just locks.
Oh,
By
yeah,
that point,
it's very
it
rare
was
to see
just
a
too
lock
late.
up there. do it, you know. I hope he doesn't. Leclerc's out. He's not going to get through. Tsunoda's going to struggle. Woo, look at that. 25,000 slower.
Lovely pit lane.
Be careful, slippery pit wall.
Should be slower for Tsunoda as well now. Yeah, he's not going to make it, and Leclerc is not going to make it either.
Box there is very slippery.
Yeah.
So, we just scraped Norris through, but we waited too long to send our boys out, and it's cost Max. Max is out. Damn. Should have gone sooner. Well, that's it. No one's going to improve. The track is only going to get worse. So we'll whiz through the rest of this session. Antonelli with a turn 2 lockup as well now. And spin for Bortoletto. And Leclerc can't even improve. I mean, the track is so much wetter now. So, Max is out, unfortunately, but one of the Fords is out as well. And so is Yuki Tsunoda. Those two on the back row for now. Colapinto will go to the bottom of the grid because of his penalty. So, yeah, that's 2 very fast cars out of the way. 3, both Fords are out. Oh, damn it. This would have been so good if we could have got Max further up the order. Could have maybe had a real chance to take points off of Oscar today. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Much as I need Lando to start getting some good results, the wrong driver got through today for the championship, for the Drivers' Championship anyway. Right, into Q2. Just Lando remaining. Let's see what the weather's going to do here. Oh, same again. It's going to dip. All right, well, we've got time to do a run. And then come back in. And this time we'll be a bit more careful with the clock.
And if possible, some full throttle will help for tire temps.
Okay.
Difficult to get Norris out of this session. My timing is going to have to be absolutely spot on. And it wasn't in the last run. This is why we've not got Max through as well.
And track is clear, track clear. Start button off for last corner.
blinking. Gyrocam doing its thing. And across the line.
And stay negative on the dash.
Yeah, confirm.
This time I do expect the whole grid to exit at the same time. I'm amazed they didn't do that in the last time. It worked out nicely for us by getting rid of both of the Fords. But unfortunately, Max went out as well, so we can't completely capitalise on that. Unless Max can have an absolute barnstormer of a race. Even with diminished stats for this next few races, he's still a very potent driver. Yeah, Max went out in the last session. P20, I think.
Pit lane, be careful. Yeah, confirm.
But also out, Yuki Tsunoda, who won both the sprint and the race in Spa last night. Oscar Piastri and Charles Leclerc, they're also out as well. So 3 very, very fast boys gone by the wayside already. So now we wait and pray that we judge it right this time. There we go, a little bit of movement. It's starting to dip. So we're going to go out with just about 4 minutes or so left on the clock up here. All right, here we go. Everyone's blinking. There we go. That's what I was expecting to see in the last session. It didn't happen, and that's what threw me off. And that's why we left it a little bit too long. Let's get a little bit of fresh air between us and the cars in front. Now we'll go.
And we need to try and sync all the gears.
Confirm.
Track is still drying out. Admittedly not by much. Every hundredth of a millimetre could potentially count here. We've got a yellow flag. Oh, god damn it, it's been red flagged.
And red flag.
Oh, actually, that means we might go through. Because no one will set a time now. Is that Porsche out? No, it's Antonelli. I knew it was one of the Mercedes, just wasn't sure which one. Yeah.
I lost the car.
And that's ending the session
And just
for a
like
bit.
that, the hopes
It
of the
will
team
restart,
start
but the
to
track
dwindle.
should be wetter now. And I don't know if anyone will be able to beat our time. The track is now worse than when we set our time. Or at least it will be when we come back in. Look, I mean, look at it now. It's down to 1.07. That's going to suddenly accelerate. There we go. 1.96. What's it going to do? It's going to stay pretty constant. That time delay wiped out the track at its absolute best. We've still got 7 minutes of the session to go. It looks like it may potentially get a little bit lighter at the very end. We're going to accelerate time. A load of cars out, actually. Didn't expect to see that. Let's ride with Bortoletto. Oh, no, he's still in the pits. Who is the first car on track? It's Pato. And that's another fast car out. Antonelli will have to potentially start from the pit lane, depending on whether he needs to change out an engine part or not. Or if he doesn't have any spare parts of his current aero spec, if he has to downgrade. I don't know if the AI does that. They might just emergency manufacture a part to put him back up to full strength. If they haven't got enough wings, for example. So Pato looks like he might just beat our time. Sainz leaves the garage. Lindblad's looking quick as well. He's looking a couple of tenths quicker at the moment. Yeah. Oh, wow. 3 tenths. So expect Lindblad to be about half a second up on us then. Maybe more. That HiTech is a very quick car this year. 4 tenths. He lost a little bit of time at the final sector. Right, who is next? A little flurry across the line. Russell P3, Albon P4, Doohan P6. Freddie Vesti is up next. He's slower than Norris. Here comes Porsche to start his lap. Here comes Lawson and Hadjar behind him. Lawson goes P5, Hadjar goes P2. I'm going to send Norris out now. As Bortoletto is about to start his lap. Sainz starting his lap. Porsche and Drogovic in sector 1 doing personal bests, but they're not great.
And if you want, you
They're
can go
fighting
to
each other.
pole
Oh, they are fighting each other.
Confirm.
That's why they're looking a little slow. They might even have had traffic as well. Look at that little cluster there behind George Russell. Is that George Russell or is that Freddie Vesti? It's Freddie Vesti. Yeah, 3 cars, nose to tail, on their way back to the pits. Yeah, these two are hurting each other. Massively hurting each other. That first sector as well, getting past Vesti and co, has ruined their laps. So they are not going to make it through, because I don't think they're going to have time to get back and then go out for another run. Here we go, 12th and 13th, and 3.5 seconds off the pace. Bortoletto next.
Track is clear. Track is
Sainz
clear.
going to pull us out of the way, or are we far enough
Start
ahead?
button off
I
for
think
last
we're far
corner.
enough ahead.
Start
Yes,
button
we are.
off.
Where did Bortoletto go? Up to P5, just in front of his teammate. Norris crosses the line to start his lap. Where does Sainz go? Second, but I think we're safe. I think we're safe. We're going to run again anyway, just in case, because there's still time for a couple of cars to pop out, but I don't think the cars that can improve are going to have time to actually get back and do that. I don't expect Norris to improve either, because, as I say, the track is worse than he did his best lap. Even in Silver Solo, is this a DLC? No, this is kind of an amalgamation of mods that we're running. Part of it is the 2025 DLC for the staffing, but it's evolved a lot more than that with all the other mods that we've thrown in as well. The 2026 DLC is not available as a full bundle yet. Parts of it are available. So, as expected, Norris did not improve because the track was wetter, but nobody else can improve. So we are through to the top 10 shootout.
Yeah, confirm. How are we looking?
There we go. And Freddie Vesti is in the top 10 shootout. We'll have that penalty. So assuming that he qualifies a couple of places ahead of us, he will drop behind us thanks to his penalty. Schumacher has that penalty, as we know, and Colapinto is going to start from the back of the grids. So, Q3 is next. And it's going to start very wet. Look at this, 4.11 mil. That is full wet tyre territory. Let's see what the weather does. We're not necessarily going to go straight out. It's going to dip slightly, maybe to inters, maybe not. We're going to go out now and get a run in. I think it will dip to just into inter territory for the end of the session, but it'll be close to that 4 mil threshold. Do I know when it's out or not yet? No. And I don't think there's any sense in asking. Not just me, but the guys who are making it either. I mean, they're doing it for free. They're not locking it behind Patreon paywalls or anything like that. So if they need to take time, let them take the time they need. It'll be ready when it's ready, but it is coming. And say we've already had the database update, which needs a couple of extra tweaks because they rushed it to try and get it out for the start of the new season. We've got the UI changes for the game itself, just to change some of the visual stuff within the game. And we've got the helmet extensions now, but there's still more that needs to come. And if it takes another couple of weeks, it takes another couple of weeks. I'm fine with waiting.
And track is clear, track clear. And it will be charge button off for last corner.
So we still got another 6 races to go after today in this series. Or is it 7? It's Wednesday today. So we've got another 7 races in this series. So that's the rest of this week and all of next week. And then another season. So that's another 4 weeks after that. So we've got 5.5 weeks left before this series comes to a close. So, yeah. We've got plenty of time. Until we even need to think about building the 2026 TLC series. All right, a few more cars have joined us on track. We've got a slow-moving Williams in front of us, and I think we'll be okay. I don't think it'll get in the way. We're down 4/10 on Freddie Vesti. There's a yellow flag. Oh, that is a mistake, I think, from Freddie Vesti. It is. He's aborted his lap as well. No, it was George pulling out the way. Vesti made a mistake, but the Williams was Bortoletto and the Mercedes I saw going very slow with George.
So at the moment you
and
have
Bortoletto
P1.
pulling over to let Vesti through, and Vesti didn't actually drive through for ages because he locked up. And now Vesti's aborted his lap. So he's now holding up George at the start of his lap. Oh, what a disaster. So, Norris was top. It's now Carlos Sainz by 9/10 of a second. Oh, Jesus. Vesti with his aborted run is 13 seconds away now. Lawson, Lindblad and Hadjar all go quicker than us. Lawson currently on pole position. That is a mistake from Hadjar. Locking up at turn 1, but this is his in lap now, so
they're bound to be
that's
struggling
fine.
with the wet track.
They get out of the way of Lindblad there.
Brakes couldn't cope, and you can't
And then
afford to do
into
something like
the
that
grass and
when
gravel
dealing with these
for
sort
Isaac.
of conditions.
Right, so the Williams boys are looking pretty quick. Here comes Albon. He goes P4. We've got Pato O'Ward and George Russell just ahead here of Bortoletto. There we go. Now down to Inter territory.
Slippery track, pit exit.
Yeah, fine.
And across the line for George and Pato and Bortoletto. George only just quicker, Bortoletto quite a bit quicker, and O'Ward slower. I think track is going to be getting a... it's hard to tell because the grip is going to increase. I think the water level is going to dip ever so slightly, according to this. But this isn't accurate, because this is a shitty level 2 weather centre, and it's also wearing out a little bit. So instead of being at 60%, it's only at 56 right now. So yeah, 50-50 chance of what we're seeing here is, is actually correct. It gives us a good idea, but it's imprecise in the timing of when things are happening. We don't have enough time to do 2 runs, even though it is a short lap. And if we send them out to do 2 flying laps on 1 run, he won't have enough battery on the second run, the second lap. So we've got to basically just wait now. See what happens with the timing. I'm trying to decide whether or not to try and get him a slipstream. It would help in sector 1. And potentially sector 3, but we could suffer quite badly through sector 2. I don't know. I just don't know whether to try that or whether going with clear air might be better. I think clear air might be better. We're just not that quick. And I think dirty air would just exacerbate that, and we would be slower than if we ran in clean air. So Sainz and Lawson and Hadjar have all gone back out. We're going to leave it just a touch longer. There is a little change in water level potentially coming. Red Bull have done this year for a few races. I don't think it's that straightforward. You know, there are 4 tracks on the calendar that are really the antithesis of the new regulations. And the very first one of those was Melbourne. Then Jeddah and Monza and Austria. Those are the 4 tracks that are going to be the worst possible tracks for the new regulations with the way that the batteries are being harvested. So judging the new regs solely off Australia is the wrong thing to do. You know. But we'll see. We'll see. China could dramatically change things. China could bring about changes for Suzuka. That is something that is being discussed. So we shall see. We shall see what happens. It looks like the rain is not going to lessen. Water level is going to stay static now. So we're going to go out, make sure we've got plenty of time. See how we do.
Waits for Albon.
There's Lindblad coming up behind us. We'll get out of his way. Through he goes. Albon will be next. And no one else will catch us before we start the lap. There's Albon. He might not catch up to us in time, you know.
And track is clear.
There we go. Start our flying lap, so we should be safe. Yeah, we're safe. We're not going to get pulled over. So, this is it. All or nothing now. You've been Daniel. Lindblad is top with a 119.3, just ahead of Liam Lawson. Sainz in third on an in lap, so Sainz is done. Albon crosses the line, he's in P4. Hadjar is done, he's in P5. Bortoletto's on a lap, currently in P6. Vesti is done, he's P7. Russell is entering the banking any moment now to finish his lap. Pato is just coming up to the end of the second sector. He's on a lap as well, so still up in the air. Russell goes P3. We get traffic with Lindblad.
We've seen it.
Get out of the way, Arvid. Get out of the way. Hope that hasn't cost us. Pato has not improved. He stays P9. Sorry, P10. We're still in P9. And remember, Vesti has that penalty, so we're going to get past Vesti at the end of the qualifying session. Norris improves to P8, so he jumps Vesti, who he would have jumped anyway. So, yeah, P8. That's not bad. That's not bad. Who's going to win the Chinese Grand Prix? Daniel thinks Lewis, as he's won it 6 times and he wants him to win a 7th. Maybe. Okay. As I said earlier when I was asked about the sprint, Ferrari have got a really good chance. especially if they qualify well. If they have a bad qualifying, it'll be a lot harder, and Mercedes will probably run away with it. But we'll see. I'm hopeful that the racing will be more traditional and a lot less super clipping and lifting and coasting. There we go then, confirmation of the current top 10 before penalties are applied. And we have 2 more penalties further down to be assessed as well.
It's a tremendous atmosphere once again here in Zandvoort, with 72 laps awaiting the drivers here today.
Zandvoort's highly banked corners make it one of the more unusual Grand Prix circuits. Dutch driver Max Verstappen won with a dominant lead here in 2021, driving the home fans to a frenzy as he did.
The track has seen many unforgettable moments, like Gilles Villeneuve's 3-wheeled lap at the 1979 Dutch Grand Prix, which cost him victory. What excitement lies ahead this year? The time has almost come for our drivers to fight it out wheel to wheel. Race day has arrived.
We are starting dry. That'll be interesting. Let's take a look at the amended starting grid. So, Jack Doohan gets promoted up into 10th, and Gasly up to 11th as Vesti drops down to 12th, thanks to his penalty. Schumacher down 3 places, as also then promotes up Pourchaire and Djokovic as well. And Colapinto drops to the back, and Kimi will have to start from the pit lane after his shunt. So that puts Oscar in 17th, Max in 18th, then it's Tsunoda and Leclerc 19th and 20th. It's going to be a difficult race for Max. Hopefully Lando can get some good points for us today. Evening, Nicole. Kind of got back into F1 Manager. What are the best mods to play with? Realistic Racing 4.1.3 is what we're running. The new version is dropped 4.1.4. It's a beta version at the moment. There are some issues with it, but it does introduce the new active aero and overtake and boost options. I haven't tried that yet. I'll be doing some testing on that this weekend. See how well it works. And then all the other mods that I'm running are all listed in the video description below as well. Links to where you can get them on Overtake, and I've got some Patreon exclusive ones as well. But they're mainly just visual mods. Right, let's take a look at strategy options. So, looks like we're only going to get a small window of rain. Max thinks lap 15 to 33. Lando thinks lap 20 to 42. Big difference between the two. Let's take a look at the actual track graph. So yeah, according to our track graph, Lando is kind of following the track graph. Max, with his higher wet weather skill, is predicting earlier and finishing earlier as well. I think if we go with that, something like that, that would take us through to the end, but it wouldn't necessarily be amazingly quick. Let's go back to what he originally had in, which was soft. We will have plenty of soft tyres available. Oh yeah, it's 12 seconds quicker. Alright, we'll go with that, I think. And we'll pencil in the same thing with Norris, but we'll leave his strategy like that and play it by ear with him. We are going to put 1 extra lap of fuel in. We'll send both drivers on full attack at the start, see if they can gain some places. And we are prepped and ready. The start of the Dutch Grand Prix is next.
Final checks are being carried out by the teams, and it won't be long until we get this race underway. And there's always a sense of excitement when it comes to talking about Max Verstappen.
It's going to be difficult for them. P18. That's going to be tough to make an impression on the race from there.
Right, let's get to it then. Here we go. It's the Dutch Grand Prix.
Evening, Adrian.
And it's lights out, and away we go.
All right, we're off and away. No gained position for Max yet. Lando having a look, but there's battling going on in front of us. Bortoletto's gone on to mediums to start with. Didn't expect that. Have we got a run? Oh, not quite.
Charge on.
Okay.
So Lindblad leads off the line from Russell and Lawson. Sainz in 4th, Albon 5th, Hadjar 6th, Bortoletto 7th, the only driver on medium tyres. Then it's Norris in 8th, Pato 9th, Gasly 10th, that's your top 10 for points. And it's Doohan, Porsche, Vesti, Drogovic, Schumacher, Bearman, Piastri, Verstappen, Tsunoda, Leclerc, Colapinto and Antonelli.
Sick.
There's progress to be made.
And we're going to leave our tyres turned up for another lap.
DRS enable. So P8.
Fastest lap for Antonelli, no surprise, seeing as he started from the pit lane. So had a good couple of seconds of clear track to make up. Resisting using the battery now because I expect Bortoletto's using his. So I want him to run out of battery before we try and attack him. Max, though, is going to need to use his.
Mode push, please. Mode
Because
push.
he's just lost the back of Oscar and he almost got overtaken by Tsunoda there. Side by side, did Tsunoda get him? Max gets back through, and he got the DRS. So Tsunoda gave up the DRS to us. Thank you, Yuki. Bortoletto was playing possum with his battery. He's definitely turned it on now, so we need to turn ours on.
And you can use all the boost bar.
Confirm.
Got Max back in range, so we'll put him back into top up. Let's turn the tyres down a touch.
Okay.
So they're starting to melt.
Just concentrate on getting your tyre temps down.
Yeah.
And try to cool down the tires as much as possible.
Confirm.
Pato's going to take a look around the outside. Oh, that's a big speed overshoot, but we have the inside line. And we defend. Max again struggling to stay with Piastri and Bearman. Turn his battery back on again.
Mode push.
Okay.
And yeah, we've been well and truly dropped. Rain is coming, and I do want to save some battery
Charge on.
for that. So I think we'll just have to cut our losses on that. We'll turn the
Charge
tyres back
on.
up.
Yeah.
And we'll go into high defense, high offense.
So we expect rain in about 10 to 12 minutes time.
Okay.
Try to stay in front.
Keep battling away.
Yeah, okay.
So Sonoda gets on through.
Continue.
But we
Keep
keep
going.
Leclerc behind us. Pato has got through on Norris.
So this is what happened.
I think Norris has taken the
Now
place
this
back
is
though.
where the RB driver's involved. The opportunity begging to be taken. And they move into ninth.
Did Norris get the place back? Yes, he did. Good job, Lando. Mega. I'd love to go into harvest mode, but I didn't with Leclerc so close, and also the fact that Yuki is just outside of DRS of Piastri. We don't want to give him any chance to stretch away from us and drop us. So we have to keep the pressure on like that. Now we can go into harvest, just for the main
Charge
straight.
on.
Okay.
Everyone is
has
now in
DRS.
DRS queue behind Lando Norris. As Drogovic gets past Freddie Vesti for P13.
Continue like this.
Pato's got back ahead again, and this time I think he's staying ahead. Yes, he is. So we'll let Pato set the pace. See if we can stay with him.
Charge on.
Yeah.
Here comes the rain.
It's just starting to rain.
It's just drizzling, spitting at the moment.
And we need to increase tire management.
No, we don't. Tyres are fine. We'll be boxing very soon. Maybe not quite soon. Yeah, okay, maybe we do need to turn the tyres down a touch.
Cool.
We're almost out of spare fuel
Get
already
those
as well.
tyres
Let's
down.
turn that down. That'll help ease some of the
And we
temperature
need some lift
issues.
and go.
Max has dropped off the back of Sonoda, but No point really pushing at this point. I'd rather have the battery for when we do make the switch. We've got a yellow flag. It's Albon. There he is. He locked up. He's having to wait for the whole field to go through.
Look now. Now Alex Albon is part of this. All good at this point. Well, you can see the lockup. Just unable to control the car by that point.
So Albon down to 22nd place.
We are doing a good job. Continue like this.
And charge button on. Charge button on. Charge button on.
0.16 mil, still way too early for Inters. Got to wait till it gets to at least 0.7.
What's going on there? No, it's very right speed.
Leclerc gets through.
Okay.
I'm going to guess yes, let's go. Nope, I got that one wrong. Actually, yes, let's go. That's one of Fernando's. Right, Norris has been dropped by Pato, and I don't have a spare battery to play with there. So, let's see what we keep doing behind.
Tire phase update.
We're waiting for that moment. Max is amazing when the track hits 0.7 on slicks. So we're saving his battery for that point, and we'll just go gung-ho and try and maximise his in-lap. Pardoning the pun there. Antonelli now gets past Verstappen. Oh, damn it.
Just do your best.
We've got the DRS though.
Charge on.
Opportunity to get a little bit more battery in and maybe sneak the place back. Antonelli covers the line.
Race is long.
And that is someone into the barrier. Théo Pourchaire is out.
Charge on.
It's a VSC, and that now
Oh dear,
potentially
a crash.
changes
There's
everything.
been a crash.
DSC. Stay as close as you can to 0 on the delta.
Missed the pop-up. Too busy trying to get all this done. Nothing to say. Already in the garage. So, I'm going to box straight away. It's still too early. And you would absolutely overheat the tyres.
No management required.
This might be something that's worth thinking about. Let's see if anyone else bites. It's still not there. We're looking at 9 minutes. I think it's too. I think it's too early.
Everyone okay?
No one else has boxed yet.
Just watch for debris on the track.
If we're still under VSC, I might box on the next lap. That 9 minutes until it goes into conditions damp. It basically means 9 minutes until it goes above 0.1 mil. Sorry, above 1 mil. So it could be at 0.8, which would be into conditions and still be listed as dry.
Got to him 0.9.
It's just whether or not the DRS will be active or not. And also, our timing is broken up into chunks of 4 minutes here. So it says dry in 4 minutes, damp in 8. It could be damp in 5, but we wouldn't know until we get that next block of information through
Energies are good.
without watching the live timings up here. It's things you have to take into consideration. And I am going to take that gamble and box Norris.
And we come in
Just trying to
next
save
lap.
a little bit of time on the pit stop.
Confirm. So
Because
we'll
we're
do
not
a
too
pit
far
stop
away.
for new Inters.
As I say, Max is a wizard in these conditions. He's also got a full battery. We want him to try and attack before he boxes and get the most out of those tyres. This could go spectacularly right, this could go horribly wrong, but we're going to roll the dice and see what happens. We probably made a mistake calling Norris in. But in for a penny, in for a pound. Track isn't too far away. It's a 2.1 second stop, it's not particularly good.
Virtual safety car ending.
Okay.
Let's get after these cars in front. DRS is enabled.
And now's a very real risk, because all that time that we would have saved
Push at the moment.
Okay.
with that stop, we'll lose by being too slow.
No lift off needed.
It's still getting wetter, but it's not quite there yet. It's still not quite there. I think we might have screwed up slightly.
This car in front is Albon.
We're P18 now.
Okay.
We are approaching that little window of Max Magic.
He does have DRS on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is a very small window, unfortunately. Yeah, Norris has lost a couple of seconds already. And the tyres are overheating.
And try to increase pushing status.
Cool the car as much as you can.
Okay.
It's taking too long to get wet. It's taking too long.
Yeah.
That said, Norris will avoid the scramble in the pit lane when everybody dives in. Unfortunately, he's probably going to be a lot lower than 9th when he comes out, or when everyone else comes out.
Cool the car.
Oh, man, this track is still not getting wet fast enough.
Yeah, okay.
We need to reduce K1 usage.
Norris has gone from 8.5 seconds behind to 12, 13
Charge
seconds
on.
behind. Yeah, this has backfired spectacularly here.
Okay.
Damn it. Ah, what a mistake. I also pushed Max's battery too soon as well, because I thought the track was getting wetter quicker than it is. And now as we get into that little window, we don't have the battery to actually do anything with it. Oh, God, Albon gets me because I'm in harvest mode because I've got no battery left.
Yeah, what am I doing wrong? I don't know.
Oh, it wasn't Albon, it was
Long way to go
Colapinto,
this
sorry.
race. Albon behind.
Norris 15 seconds behind now. Right, Lindblad's in, Lawson's in. Bortoletto and O'Warder in. This is Max's moment.
Mode push.
Okay.
Boxing this lap.
Box.
We're going to box sprinters.
Bouncing on the limiter, you can hear we are holding back pace. There's no way through at this point. But Norris at least isn't completely last. He's in P20 right now.
Charge on. Boxing this lap.
Okay.
Leclerc has stopped. Okay, remember mode push.
Come on, Max, everything you got. This is the lap. This is the lap.
Charge on.
Yeah.
So Norris is way down the order. It's spectacularly backfired here.
Use the energy.
Yeah, confirm. So we need to push.
Confirm.
Yeah, I'm in.
Oh, perfect stop. Absolutely perfect stop.
Watch out for Norris.
Oh, someone's off.
Single yellow.
Sonoda went flying off at turn one. We saw that as we were exiting the pits.
So here we go, heading into turn one. Very heavy on the brakes, but that's just the risk you take.
Kept it out the
later
barriers,
you
so he's
leave
still
it.
going. Just a huge lockup. There we go, quickest stop.
P17.
We are P17, P19. What a disaster. What an absolute disaster, and it's all of my own making, unfortunately.
And try to cool down the tires as much as possible.
Yeah, confirm. Confirm.
Charge on.
we're in a full battery push and it's not enough.
Charge button on.
Yeah.
Can I swap it to one hards to the end? I can, but I don't know if the temperatures are going to be good enough for the tyres.
It's really impossible to race like this.
This focuses on long racing. Car behind is Norris.
Yeah, we have royally messed this up. So we boxed sort of in between what the two drivers were thinking, just slightly past. Well, we went slightly longer than what Max was asking for, but he was able to do it, no problem. We're still probably looking around about lap 35, I think, to switch back. So we've got another 15, 16 laps or so on inters.
Norris with DRS.
We have thrown away a chance of Norris scoring some points today. And annoyingly, Oscar's all the way up in 11th place now as well. So I think not only have we lost our opportunity in the constructors, we are losing our opportunity in the drivers as well. Still got some favourable races to come. Next is Monza, where we are historically very strong. Just because we're very good on strategy, but we'll see how we do there. And those tyres still way too hot. And they are slowly cooling down. Didn't get DRS, so he's about to get overtaken by Albon. Oh, this is turning into an absolute disaster of a Grand Prix.
Charge on.
Okay.
Cool your tyres.
Norris just about fights off Albon. Feeling confident that we might have a good chance of getting our final points finish for the long term today, but I think that's going to have to wait till tomorrow now. I think any chance we had of getting that today has well and truly been blown. Although we will see what we can do with tyres when it gets dry again. We're about to lose the DRS. It's at 0.9 mil right now. No, there we go. DRS is off.
Mode push.
Let's see if we can get our way past Colapinto. Probably a little bit too far back, especially since we've just lost the DRS as well. Yeah, we are too far back.
Okay.
Right, let's really cool these tyres down then.
Cool your tyres.
Yeah, confirm.
This is going to be a long and painful Grand Prix. I can feel it now. We don't often make mistakes, but when we do, they tend to be catastrophic.
Try to stay in front.
Still a long way
So
to
in
go
front
though.
we
Still
have Verstappen.
51 laps to go in this Grand Prix
Gap to him 1.8.
when we cross the line. So anything can
Behind we
happen.
have Albon.
We could get a safety car. We could get a red flag.
At the moment, we are good.
Something to condense the field back up or really shake the order up.
So increase pushing status.
What was the plan? Well, Norris was running just inside the points, and we capitalised or tried to capitalise on the safety car, hoping, you know, the VSC, hoping we could save a little bit of time on the pit stop, and we just lost so much time that when when everyone else boxed, Norris was behind pretty much all of them.
Energies
So
are good.
that backfired horribly. And Norris is now down in 19th place. He's lost 10 places since the pit stop.
And charge button on, charge button on.
Confirm. Okay.
You could save less.
Really wanted a good finish for Norris today as well. Cheer him up a bit in his driver standings, as he is significantly worse off to Max. And I was hopeful that Max would be able to get ahead and stay ahead of Oscar, and that hasn't happened at all. Oscar's now way ahead of us. Well, I say way ahead of us. He's way ahead of us in terms of positions. In terms of time, it's 6 seconds, so it's not that far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 places in 6 seconds. There he is. Just there. Tucked up behind the two Audis of Duan and Dragovic, with Antonelli keeping him company. Pace just isn't there, look. Not at the moment, anyway. We will go full beans on the tyres again soon. How long do we have left before we stop? Maybe 10 laps. Maybe a touch more. Let's take a look at the track details. Doesn't tell us anything there that we need yet.
Tyre fate update when you can.
They're fine, I think.
All right, let's turn our attention towards the front. So Lindblad leads by 1.5 seconds. Then it's Russell with Hadjar in close attendance and Sainz as well. Little gap to Lawson, then a bigger gap to Bortoletto. And Bortoletto is then holding up everybody back to Ollie Bearman. So keep up the good work there, Gabriel. You're doing us a huge favour. Not letting anyone sprint ahead too much. I mean, that said, he's not really that slow. It's just no one's able to get past him. Long may that continue. Oh no, it's not him, it's Pato. Pato is holding everybody up. All right, keep up the good work, Pato. Your pace is definitely slow. Having yet another look at Alex Albon. That's going to keep going on all the way through. So Pato picked his pace up on that lap and broke away from Drugovic. Kind of matching pace with Oscar. He's 10th in it at the moment. Let's start to up our pace a little bit.
Pick the pace back up.
And tires are good to push.
There is the reigning, defending two-time back-to-back champion on course at the moment. Let's try and get 3 in a row. .31 points ahead of Max going into this Grand Prix weekend. And I really did not expect Max to be that close and challenging at this stage of the season. We scored so many more points than I thought we were actually going to this year, thanks to some really good research work last season and development work throughout the season as well. This season, developments has kind of stagnated because we are really heavily focusing on next year's research. We've got one more upgrade to come, a new chassis that'll be ready to build in about 3 weeks. We will have that for at least the last 4 or 5 Grand Prix, I would imagine.
Let's have mode push.
Yeah.
So deployed.
Confirm.
So Max thinks around lap 34-35 is when we need to switch. Norris is going by the radar prediction, so around lap 42-3, something like that. We'll see where it ends up. I'm more inclined to believe Max. On our radar. Max is closing in on Colapinto now.
Expected.
And there we go. Yeah, so around lap 34-35. So in that case, well, we can't really do that with Norris. His tyres are down to 69%, but we can do it with Max.
And charge button on.
Confirm.
Cool the car as much as you can.
Okay. Yeah.
Cool the car.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Okay.
Ah, not quite close enough. All right, let's turn the battery off.
Charge on.
Yeah, we want to have something to fight with when we make that switch back onto slicks again. Still need to decide what compound we're going to go onto. Temperature isn't that high at 27, but the dirty air does push the tyre wear up quite significantly. So I'm toying with the idea of maybe going mediums and conserving. I don't know. I don't know what's the best tyre to go with. If we go with softs, we're going to have more tyre wear than a lot more tyre wear than we need. It is theoretically faster on paper. But I don't know if it's going to work in our favour. It's a hard track to overtake on. Who's going to win the World Drivers' Championship, in my opinion? It's way too early to say. Way too early to say. We haven't seen the true nature of the new rule set yet. We've seen a very small microcosm of how the cars perform on the tracks, on a track that is the least suited to the new regulations. So we'll find out after 6 races. That'll be a quarter of the championship. That will give us a much more clear picture of where everybody actually stands. And the rules might change after China, which would certainly potentially neuter some of Mercedes' potential advantage.
Okay.
Charge on.
Okay.
And charge button on.
Yeah, confirm.
And try to cool down the tires as much as possible.
Cool.
Just cool your tyres.
China might be too late for a rule change. Mercedes could be 150 points ahead. China's the next race. There's no way they can get to 150 points, you know, ahead of everybody else. China's this weekend. They're going to look at making changes after China, which would potentially come into effect at round 3, Suzuka, regarding battery harvesting.
P18. Norris right behind.
Engines won't get nerfed. That's not how the rules, the engine homologation windows work. There'll be 2 windows where companies will be, you know, engine manufacturers will be allowed to make some tweaks to their engines. Maybe just on reliability purposes, potentially to be able to try and add a little bit of power, but those will be determined by the FIA on a engine by engine basis. So it won't be that other engines, you know, Mercedes gets their engine nerfed. It'll be a case of other engines will be given an opportunity to try and close the gap a little bit. But what you also have to remember is that any of those changes that they do make to their engine will count against the cost cap. Honda are already in serious financial problems. The amount of money they've spent so far this season. So they could easily break the cost cap at the end of the year if they're not careful. Evening, Beard.
Yeah.
See speculation that changes to harvesting and deployment could exacerbate Mercedes' advantages as they generate more power through the ice anyway. The theory is that Mercedes are able to
How's the track?
exploit the tracks where battery harvesting is really, really difficult.
Made that thing slicks then.
Right, I need to decide what tyre I'm going to use here. Yeah, it's like I thought. Look, lap 34, lap 35. Trust Max. I think we'll split the strategy. We'll put Lando on a set of hards to go to the end, and we'll keep Max on another 2 sets of softs.
Box.
So Mercedes have been able to exploit track, Melbourne, because it's a track where engines were very much batteries were very much power starved, because there was so little opportunity to harvest on that track, which is why you saw some over the top examples of super clipping and lifting and coasting. I actually think Ford Red Bull have done a better job of being able to harvest battery from a couple of the onboards that I saw. I saw very few onboards because I was only watching highlights, so it's only whatever they put in the highlight package on Channel 4. But watching Max, he wasn't lifting and coasting anywhere near as much on the run down to turn 9, the fast left-right chicane for turns 9 and 10. He didn't seem to lift anywhere near as much as the Ferraris and the Mercedes were. So I think they've actually got the better battery harvesting situation. Mercedes have probably got the better engine itself and perhaps better integration with the battery.
Yeah, Lando pull in.
But it's just something that's been discussed at the moment. There's no guarantee that they will actually change battery rules.
Boxing this lap.
2 second stop, that's not bad.
Charge on. Mode push.
And track will be clear.
Mode push.
Alright, come on, Lando. This is your chance to try and claw back some time.
And more energy available.
Confirm.
Next car in front, Tsunoda. Need you to push.
Confirm.
Yeah, these guys who haven't boxed, they've gone out, they've stayed out too long. It's now slick territory. A 2.0 second stop for Max is not good enough. But it was him, I think, who had the perfect stop, wasn't it? Yes, it was, on the first stop.
Car behind is Norris. Safety car ending mode push.
No safety car. Don't lie to me, Mark Slade.
Confirm.
Right, there's a chance for Max to maybe get an undercut on 1 or 2 people here. Maybe. Oh, Piastri has a fault. Ah, come on. break that car.
Can you just check the deployment? It seemed a little bit funny in that lap.
Battery problems for Oscar. It won't kill his car. It'll just kill his pace.
Tight times are good.
Yeah.
So Max gets ahead of Colapinto. Norris doesn't gain any places, but he does close the gap. And Max's tyres are fired up, so he's got a real chance of maybe squeezing through.
And just a reminder on garage.
Of course, I've got no battery left now.
You can do this.
We should slow down,
Confirm.
and we need to increase tire saving.
There, confirm. Confirm.
Cool the car.
Ah, damn it.
It's really impossible to race like this.
No worries, mate.
Okay. Yeah.
So now we need to see whether Lando's pace will be consistent enough on the hard tyres to actually gain any positions by staying out and not boxing. Max, we're just going to hammer the tyres in this first set because I mean, we've got plenty, look, of wear on both sets. So we're going to hammer this set and then potentially just take it a little easier on his next set. Get him an undercut with fresh rubber and try and get him through. So Piastri is up to P8 and into the points. He's got 3 seconds to Schumacher. Then Schumacher's holding up everybody, including Max. We're all in a line. There is Schumacher, and there's everybody else behind him. This is going to make it so hard to overtake. Schumacher's broken away from Doohan. I wonder if Doohan's going to try and go the distance on those tyres.
To be made. Charge on, please.
Okay.
Sonoda's already caught Norris. He's
We need
lapping
some leaf and code
a
for
second
tire
a lap slower than everybody else
confirm.
on those hard tyres. But he'll go the distance. It's whether or not we can... but that pace differential will change as Sonoda goes through. As everyone else's tyres start to wear out, his will still be
Do
fine.
your best.
Everyone trying to squabble for positions in front of us. Schumacher's managed to scamper away a little bit. Ward and Drugovic have now got ahead of Doohan on those mediums. Leclerc's on mediums as well. We hope they bring back F1 Manager. Nah, they won't.
Okay, let's get on
As
it.
much as they'd like them
Still
to, they
play
won't.
for. Cool your tyres.
Okay.
And we need charge button on.
Yep.
I think what's far more likely is that eventually we might see some kind of manager mode brought into F1 by Codemasters. Well, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe if it is, it won't be a particularly good manager mode. I don't think it'll just be an afterthought thrown in there. They'll still focus on the hands-on racing.
He has DRS.
Yeah.
Just do your best.
Norris is still lapping consistently too slow.
Charge on.
Yeah, okay.
Let's get after these cars in front.
Max is stuck in traffic as well.
We're happy with time management. Mode push, please. Mode push.
Yep.
I'm pushing as much as I can. Continue, keep going. Check the car, big hit.
Oh God, don't tell me Norris has been hit again. Underfloor damage, that's another underfloor gone. That's 2 underfloors this weekend.
Charge on.
Okay.
No replay pop-up, so he must have just gone over a curb.
Remember, a long way to go in this race. So let's have mode push now, please.
Okay. Okay.
Right, Max has passed Vesti up to P16. He actually sets the new fastest lap. We might beat it this lap. Drogovic does. Max is not. We lost too much time in the final sector.
Charge on.
Yeah, Norris's race is done.
Let's just concentrate getting your
It's going to be hard
tires
just to
down.
get him into the top 18 at this point with that underfloor damage now. Oh, come on!
And we need to increase lift and coast by 30%.
God damn it. Let's cool these tyres down and try again.
Just cool down the tyres as much as you can.
Got to watch out for Colapinto now.
Charge on. Charge on.
Oh, yellow flag. Schumacher. Potentially.
Single yellow.
Running wide. Yep,
Yeah,
locking up.
confirm.
Okay, so heading into turn 1 here. Oh, and the car locks up. They were just unable to do much about it.
Let's pick up the pace. You should be mode charge.
Yeah.
From tyre point of view, we don't think lift and coast is necessary.
Ah, well, a disaster this has turned out to be for Norris today.
A long way to go. Okay, Kev, if there's anything left in the tank, let's go for it.
Did he just say, okay, Kev? Is that a Magnussen line that we just heard there?
He does have DRS on you.
Well, as the fuel burns off, Norris's pace is starting to slightly improve despite the underfloor damage. He's still a long way off and still slow.
He's 0.5 behind.
Still a second slower than Albon though. Max starting to close back in on Vesti, Bearman, Antonelli, Leclerc and O'Ward. And Leclerc gets through. In the PR. See what Norris does across the line on 14.5. Found another few tenths. The gap's now 5 seconds to Albon, so he's speeding up, but so is everybody else.
Okay, to push harder through 6 and 7, if you can.
Well, life gets in the way sometimes, doesn't it, Pierre? As long as you're doing well, that's the important thing. Right, Colapinto's going to make the run. We're going to send him around the outside. Max will hopefully defend the insides. Maybe not.
Tsunoda right behind you. Tsunoda 0.5.
Damn it. Yuki's caught up quickly. 14.7, so again, still over a second a lap slower than Albon. Some of that's the tyre, some of that's the underfloor. The only way we're going to get anything out of Norris now is if we get a safety car. It's going to be very hard just to get him up to where Max is in P18. He's currently
Tsunoda has DRS.
14 seconds behind Max at the moment.
Charge on.
Yeah.
Car behind Tsunoda.
Should have gone for the soft strategy with Norris as well. I am going to undercut with Max, but I'm going to go on to softs. I'm just getting ready to burn up the last of these tyres.
Yeah.
Go mode push.
Okay.
suggest that you can reduce the amount of lift and coast at turn 1.
Okay.
Cool the car as much as you can. Okay, charge on.
Okay.
There's progress to be made.
I think of the Australian Grand Prix. I don't think it was a particularly good Grand Prix. I also recognise the fact that it was probably the worst possible circuit to start the new regulations on. Ooh, yellow flag. Oh, that is a VSC as Lindblad has crashed out.
Stay positive.
Alright, so we are boxing
okay.
Max this lap. And
there's
we are going to
been
box
quite a
Norris this
crash.
lap as well.
Boxing this lap.
Okay.
Let's bank extra fuel, bank extra battery. Yeah, it looks like he spun out and went into the barriers backwards. And I thought we might see a replay for a second then, but no, apparently not.
Increase lift and coast.
Yeah, confirm.
Get those tyres temperatures down.
Yeah, there's no point keeping Norris out there on these tyres now. Just doesn't have the pace. If we bring him in on the softs, his pace will be a little bit quicker. He still won't do a great job, but it might give him an opportunity to maybe undercut a couple of people if they stay out.
Okay.
Portoletto's boxing.
Debris on the track.
It's too early for quite a few cars. Vesti's boxing just in front of us. Colapinto's boxing behind us.
I'm in.
So there is a chance for Norris to maybe get some kind of undercut. Mick's already stopped by the look of it. No doubt after he had that big lockup. Another excellent stop for Max, but we need a good one for Lando.
Lando pit lane.
23 laps to go. Agile leads Grand Prix. It's still not a great stop for Norris. I don't think he's anywhere near the leaderboard here. Yeah, not even close. And he's not going to make another stop. So Norris isn't getting any pit stop points today. Max will get some.
He's 1.5 seconds behind. Slow down now.
Yeah, okay.
See if anyone else hits the pits this time around. Sights does.
Okay.
Medium tyres. That was a quick stop. Very quick. Here comes Charles Leclerc. He's going to get out just in front of him. So that's a good stop for Sainz. Fresh tyres and has stayed ahead of a car that would be very difficult to get past. He's only lost a couple of places with that stop. Very good work for Carlos and Ferrari there.
Virtual safety car ending.
Confirm.
No more lift and coast.
Yep.
DRS enable.
All right, let's get these tyres fired up.
No lift off needed. You are doing a good job.
Okay.
So yeah, it's not going to go well for Norris. It's going to be a real struggle to get him into P18 for the sponsors. Hopefully, if there are a couple of retirements, or if Tsunoda boxes again and Albon boxes again, we might, if we're good enough on this set of tyres, might get a small undercut on them, and then we'll just defend for our lives and hope it's good enough. There's a chance for Max to maybe undercut a couple of cars. Drogovic is in right after the VSC ended, so he's going to lose out quite a bit of time here. Bearman's in. And we've got a real chance of jumping Ollie Bearman here. It's a decent stop. In comes the Ferrari. The mediums. Max is coming through. There's Bearman. So we've got ahead of Bearman. We're up to 17th. Norris is very fast. No, it's not. It's because the timings are screwed up because it was a safety car.
Do your best.
A VSC. It always changes the timings. He set the fastest lap.
And the fastest lap.
But
Confirm.
it's not sustainable pace.
Yeah, okay.
You see there, he's still 11 seconds behind
Just take
Bearman.
care of the tires for the moment.
But it's brought him closer.
Confirm.
Isaac's in. Yeah, again, you've got to wait at least half a lap for all the timings to shake themselves out after a VSC, because the times between drivers gets bigger, because it takes longer for them to get through those timing points because they're at a reduced pace, and then they go at speeded up pace, and then all of a sudden that changes dramatically. You see Max now sets a new fastest lap, and that's much faster than Norris's lap by a second almost. Another yellow flag, a lock-up for Freddie Vesti.
Look at the McLaren driver here. Well, things are okay at this stage.
Tries to
The car
outbrake him
fails to
around the
respond.
outside and
What
outbrakes
caused
himself
that, I
instead. So Max now in P15. And we are all over the back of Schumacher. Let's get
Just
some
do your best.
battery in the car. See if we can get him on the DRS zone. If not here, then it's turn 1. Which mod enables you to add or replace teams? In what way? Which teams are you wanting to replace? Couldn't quite get him there, but we're in harvest mode. We'll get him next lap. Doing up to P6 briefly. Now Leclerc's getting back ahead.
Okay, let's get on it. Still everything to play for.
Antonelli, Bortoletto and Hadjar all in close proximity as well.
Charge on.
Yeah.
Oscar's in. Unless he has a bad stop, we're not catching him. No, clean. Not quick, but clean. He's going to come out behind Hadjar, possibly behind Sonoda as well. That's good. He's out of the points. That said, Yuki might need to stop again. Antonelli, Doohan, Leclerc, Gasly, Lawson, Russell all might need to stop again. Same for Alex Albon. Yeah, in terms of the team replacing teams, you just got to find... It depends which team you want to get rid of. Some teams will replace other teams as just part of a mod. You just drop them in and it replaces one team with the new one. But you don't get to choose. You don't get to say, I want to put Porsche in, I'm going to put them in, and I'm going to choose to replace Ferrari with Porsche. You've got to find a Porsche mod that replaces Ferrari, and spoiler alert, there are no Ferrari replacement mods. Same as there are no Mercedes replacement mods. So you've got to choose which of the teams you want to get rid of and what team you want them to become. So just have a look on Overtake. That's the best thing I can suggest. Or look at some of the ones that I've got listed in my video description down below. It tells you where I got the team mod from. Some of them I got from, I think all of them are currently on Patreon, but if you go back to seasons 1, 2, 3, and 4, there were a couple that we used from Overtake, especially in the first couple of seasons. There were some Overtake ones that we used for updated liveries. But we only started replacing teams recently. Nissan is a replacement that we did run for a couple of seasons instead of Alpine. That's available on Overtake. Another yellow flag. Who's that one for? That is for Kimi Antonelli.
Here's the
big
replay.
lockup for him.
Look at the Mercedes. Nothing at this point. The wheels just lock up there. They took a gamble and it was just too late.
And there goes Oscar into the points, annoyingly. Max currently lacking in pace again. Let's give Norris a little bit more pace. I mean, it's not really going to make much difference, but... Yeah, it is a tough day at the office today. Antonelli's in, so that's a place that we'll get back. That'll be 14th for Max. It's not impossible that we might sneak a point with Verstappen today. Oh, that's a bad stop. Norris isn't going to get him, but he's going to close the gap a bit. And there's Norris. Norris might get him. He might get him. Norris did get him. All right. Full defend. Fight.
Try to stay in front.
For your life to stay ahead. It's not going to be easy.
Try to
Lawson's in.
Go for him.
Again, we're not going to catch Lawson unless he has a really, really bad stop. That's fine, he's out. Is he going to clear Leclerc and co? Sonoda's in. Sonoda's someone we can jump. Oh, someone's in them. That's a collision. We heard the shunt. I don't know who it was.
A crash in the main straight, on the left, crash in the main straight.
Was it that group of cars we were watching? It was, we just didn't see the crunch. Ah, there it was. A little bit of side-on-side contact there. Right rear to side pod. I don't think there'll be any damage to either car there.
And while all that was happening, the crew in the garage could do nothing but watch on.
Is there going to be a penalty involved, though? Yes, no damage to either car. Max up to P13 now. Tsunoda gets out of the pits, still ahead of Norris by a good 5.5, 6 seconds.
There's progress to be made.
Is this a racing incident? It is. No penalties given. He's starting to close back in on Albon. And Schumacher's punched his way past Albon. Leclerc gets past Bortoleto. And Bortoleto gets past Doohan. So a bad corner for Doohan by the look of it. That's the after effects of his little contact with Leclerc. Possibly a little bit of confidence loss there for Doohan, which has hurt his stats slightly. Someone just ghosting slightly in front of us there. A little bit of flickering. It's Albon. We are closing him down. Vesti gets ahead of Colapinto. Colapinto trying to fight back. Vesti trying to go around the outside. That's brave. It could be a collision here. Oh, so close. Sainz gets past Gasly. Russell is into the pits from the lead. He's going to lose that lead. Leclerc trying to fight Bortoleto. Leclerc still hasn't changed his tyres. Is he going to box this lap? As Bortoleto is through and away. Leclerc stays out. Doohan has stayed out. And it's making a run at Hadjar. Can't get the move done. Hasn't got the grip left. Max is now on the back of Albon. Having a little look. Up the inside and through. It's P12 now for Max. 13 laps to go. Points are on.
Not too bad, that.
But you're doing a great job.
Let's get a hurry on. Go after Schumacher. Norris is defending valiantly against Antonelli at the moment, but we need another car to have a problem.
A bit harder through turn 6 and turn 12.
If Norris is going to get 18th, because he hasn't got the pace to go after anyone. Are we yet going to see a stop for Doohan and Leclerc and Gasly? And maybe Albon. If Albon stops, that might be what Norris needs.
And we need to increase pushing status.
Max has halved the gap to Schumacher. And Piastri is overtaken by Felipe Drugovich. Good lad.
P12.
Ah, damn it. Oscar's going to get it back. Or is he? Drugovich will have the slipstream. And that pulls him through. And he is back ahead of Oscar. Fantastic stuff.
Charge on.
Bearman is past Albon. Albon's pace is terrible right now. He's really struggling. And if he stays out too long, he could potentially risk a puncture. Which would be just fine and dandy with me. Let's get him to puncture as soon as he goes past the pit lane entrance.
Charge on.
Confirm.
Schumacher is now up on the back of Oscar and putting some pressure on him. There is Schumacher, and there is Max. Hadjar gets past Leclerc. Leclerc's pace is starting to struggle a little. Or at least his grip is starting to struggle. On 14s from Felipe Drugovich and Jack Doohan.
1.8 seconds behind you. Do your best.
We were much quicker. Oh no, Antonelli's got through. Shit.
I just don't have enough pace.
Continue like this.
Let's take a closer look. Now this was at turn 1. And they squeezed by.
Nah, we overcommitted to the inside. Gave him room to go around the outside.
And the Mercedes.
Hopefully we can stay with him and try and take the place back.
We need to do the full management on this set.
That's spare fuel though, which is the bad thing.
Increase lift and coast.
Comfort.
Go back to doing lift and coast now.
Okay.
Okay, remember mode push.
Yeah.
Cool your tyres.
Doohan slips down to 10th place. I imagine Mick will get him pretty quickly. Chance for Oscar to scamper back after Felipe Drugovich again. Look at that. Look, already Antonelli is a second and a half clear. Damage to the Norris's car is
Just do
stopping
your
him from
best.
competing. I'm preying on punctures now. Albon is slow. He's not that far ahead. He's only 11 seconds ahead. Depending on where he punctures, he will absolutely come out behind Norris. Maybe by a very long way as well. Drugovich gets past Gasly. Gasly's got to be struggling on those soft tyres. Oh, he's punctured. Gasly has punctured. Oh, God damn it. No, I'm going to get boxed in and Bearman's going to get me. God damn it. I was just about to go, yeah, it's P11, and now it's not. It's P12.
Car behind is Albon.
Right, we've got to get back past quickly
Low
here.
push.
Yeah, okay.
Cannot let Bearman get into the DRS of
We
Schumacher.
don't think we need any lift and coast.
Okay.
I think he's going to get it anyway.
Cool the car.
That's Doohan. He's going to get Doohan's DRS. Is Doohan boxing? No, staying out. Can we go around the outside of Bearman here? No, can we cut to the inside here? Yes, we can. We should have the slipstream on Doohan. Oh, God damn it. Bearman just so much quicker around that corner. Opportunity's gone.
Unbelievable.
This Focus is a long race.
So Gasly is out in P20 now, 10 seconds behind Norris. So we're safe from Gasly, I think. We need someone else to do that. We need Albon to puncture. His tyres are low. He might make it. He might not. I don't know. And we don't know what's going to go on with Doohan either. Doohan's pace is really bad.
Okay, let's get on it. Still everything to play for.
Yellow flag. It's a VSC.
There's a yellow flag now.
Virtual safety car.
Oh,
deployed.
Charles Leclerc crashed.
Right, let's have a
Oh,
look now.
that's a
Around
points
turn
car
3.
out.
Within a split second, the impact's made.
He hit the
Well, they may
barrier
have
at
been
turn
keen to leave their mark,
3/4
but I
again,
think
and this
that was a
time
little
it was
too
not
literal.
because of Kimi
Don't
Antonelli.
you?
But he's out from P7. Fighting with Drugovic. Lost it. And that gets Max one step closer to a point. It gives me a chance to refill the fuel and batteries on the car as well. And there goes Max and Bearman. I love that one from Charles. That's his France 2022.
A crash in the main straight on the left. Crash in the main straight.
So we are now back into P18
Is everyone
as
all
well
right?
with Norris. So while it's been an abysmal
Yes,
weekend
he seems
for
to be
Lando,
fine.
he is
Debris on
on
track.
target now to at least finish where he needs to for the sponsors. I think that extra 450 grand. And Max is into the points.
You
We've got
are
Doohan close
P10.
behind, but Doohan's tyres are bad, so he won't be able to compete. If I was Albon and Doohan, I would be boxing right now into this VSC and putting on a brand new set of
He's
softs.
0.5 behind. 7
Or even
laps to go.
a used set of softs, just something, so you've got pace for the last 5-6 laps. And not going to risk a puncture and get nothing. And they're both out of the points anyway.
6 laps to go at the end of
Having
this
that
one.
vain hope that they
Okay.
can hang on and maybe challenge for a point, but yeah, it's not happening. It's not happening. We can get Bearman, and that might be all we can get. The gap to Schumacher is probably around 3.5 seconds, not 4.5. Again, under a VSC, so the gap is
Energies
bigger than it
are
should
good.
be.
Yeah, confirm.
Likewise, we're not 6 seconds behind Antonelli, probably about 4.5, maybe 5. But if we can get ourselves past Bearman very quickly on the restart, we might have a chance to go after Mick as well. We'll certainly have enough tyre to do that, enough fuel to do that. But we can stop saving fuel now.
You can save less.
And we might even have a full battery to play with as well.
No lift off needed. You are doing a good job.
Yeah, confirm.
The question now is, when are we going back to green flag? There we go. Doohan's in. Maybe he was listening to me. He waited a lap longer than I would have done it, but he's in.
At the end of this one. VSC ending.
DRS enable.
So Norris now 17th, but
Let's
Doohan
get
will
off
be
for these
very
cars in
quick
front.
in these closing laps.
Charge on.
Okay, confirm.
Okay for mode push.
Emma's pushing as well. Gap to Mick is 2.5 seconds. I don't think we're going to be
Remember,
close enough
long
to
way
actually
to
have a
go
look
in
at him
this
here.
Four more laps.
We're not. The gap's down to 2 seconds to Mick. Bearman was 0.3 quicker than us on that lap.
What about tyres?
No, it's starting to struggle a bit with the rear.
There might even be something else in this for Norris if we're really lucky. Because Albon's still out there. His tyre is going to be hanging on by a thread at this point. And he's slow compared to everybody behind him.
There's progress to be
including Norris. And the doing's flying up to the back of Norris, look. New fastest lap for George Russell. 1:11.1. It's a personal best lap for Max, but it's not going to be quick enough to beat that, I don't think. Let's see what we do across the line. 1:11.2. Oh, it was close.
3 laps to go.
It was close. And we're out of battery. 3 laps remaining.
Charge on.
Let's turn our attention back to Norris. We'll leave Max up to it. Norris is going to come under real pressure from Doohan, who just sets a new fastest lap of a 1:10.3. That's 0.8 of a second quicker than Russell's effort.
DRS.
Yeah, confirm.
All we can do now with Max is just leave him to it and hope. We're far enough ahead of Colapinto that we're not going to get attacked for 10th. But I don't think we've got enough underlying pace to get 9th from Bearman. So we'll just leave him to it and hope. And we'll see if we can get Lando somewhere into a window of some kind of safety, see if we can hang on to 17th or maybe even get an extra place. Freddie Vesti gets past Alex Albon, who's really struggling for grit now. Sonoda's all over him. We are closing in at a rapid rate of knots.
Russell.
Doohan's all over us. He's all over us.
A long way to go.
He's going to get us.
So there's 2 laps to go at the end of this one.
Okay.
Just no pace. 2 laps to go.
We're too slow.
I know we're too slow.
Race is long.
Can't do anything about it, Norris. Unfortunately, the car just isn't good enough at this point of the season with the engines that you've got in.
7.4.
But we needed to save some wear and tear ready for Monza, which is a really good opportunity for big points.
Do your best. Charge on.
Yeah.
So mode push.
Yeah.
Right, we've got the run, we've got the overspeed. Can we hold the position around the inside? Just.
Starting the last time lap.
Right, where's Norris?
We need to
Right
maintain
on the back
position.
of these guys. Gasly's only 4 seconds behind now.
Overtaking is very difficult.
Continue. Keep going.
It's difficult, but he's got a chance.
Charge on.
Okay.
Go on, Lando. Take that place back. Good lad.
And charge button on. Charge button on.
Confirm.
Mode push.
Yeah, okay.
Sainz wins the Grand Prix.
There we go. It's a win for Sainz.
I think that's his first win of the season.
And is thoroughly deserved. A hugely talented driver and undoubtedly a worthy winner.
First win in a few seasons, actually. I don't think he won a race last year. And I don't think he won a race while he was at Williams. How do you get Toyota in the game? My particular mod
Right, let's
is
concentrate.
from Mr. Only. But there are, I think, other Toyota mods that you can find.
That's the
It's
checkered
not this
flag.
specific one. On overtake. We'll have a look in a minute.
Very happy.
Norris is going to finish P17. Max finished P9 for 2 points. So,
That was absolutely mega.
despite completely
Stopping
messing
the
up
box
on this
and
Grand
going to
Prix
P1,
and making a horrendously bad strategy call at the beginning of the race, we still somehow managed to salvage a couple of points. We've completed the long-term objective.
There wasn't too
It's
much
done.
expectation on them today, but they fought hard and found themselves in the points.
I don't think that will have any bearing with the board. I think they're still going to be disappointed. But come the end of the season, that will definitely be a tick in the positive box.
The Sainz name remains engraved in F1 history.
Oh wow, Bortoletto got on the
That gives
podium.
them their first win of the season, and it was really well deserved.
A sea of smiles all around. They're on top of the world, here in Zandvoort.
I think that might be Bortoletto's first ever podium. And a great result for Williams.
Well, Karun, how do you think they'll be feeling in the team garage at the end of that?
It was a strangely mixed weekend for them. We saw one driver put in a strong performance, but it was a different story for the other. Definitely positives there, though.
And that then marks the end of events here at Zandvoort.
Next time, the teams will be forging ahead at full throttle through the Styrian forest. The Austrian Grand Prix is right around the corner.
Confirmation then of the final result. Carlos Sainz with the win ahead of George Russell and Gabriel Bortoletto. Fourth place goes to Isaac Hadjar with Lawson in fifth place. Sixth place for Felipe Drugovich. Seventh place for Oscar, so he picks up 6 points and stretches his lead over Max by another 4. The gap now 35 points in the driver's standings. Mick takes 8th place, 9th place for Max, 10th place for Ollie Bearman. Looking a bit further down, 11th was Franco Colapinto, then Freddie Vesti in 12th. 13th for Yuki Tsunoda, 14th for Pato, 15th for Alex Albon, 16th for Antonelli, 17th for Norris. We really screwed up Norris's race at the beginning, but at least we managed to get him back into the top 18 for the sponsors. Speaking of 18th, that is Jack Doohan, and then 19th Pierre Gasly, and 3 retirements, which certainly helped our cause today. Charles Leclerc, Arvid Lindblad, and Théo Pourchaire, all crashing out at various different points. Let's take a look then at the drivers' standings. Oscar now on 233 points, just 6 earned today, but it's still 4 more than Max. And so with Max on 198, the gap up to 35 points now. Still in the hunt, but it's getting tougher and tougher. Then it's Yuki Tsunoda in third. No points for him, or Antonelli, or Leclerc, or Lindblad this week. So they all stay on where they were, 142, 131, 128, and 105 respectively. George Russell's second place means he's now just 4 points behind Lindblad in 7th on 101. And Sainz's win moves him above Lando Norris. He is now on 93 points, 8 points behind George, and 23 points ahead of Norris. Bearman in 10th is on 59 points. Then we have Gasly with 36. Hadjar's excellent 4th place puts him up to 35 points, just 1 behind his teammate. Pourchaire has no points this weekend. He's on 34, down to 13th. Albon drops a place as well. He's on 33 in 14th. Then it's Felipe Drugovich up 1 place to 27 points now in 15th place. Bortoletto climbs 3 places to 16th. He's on 25 after his excellent podium. Evening, Nigel. welcome to the end of stream summary. Then it is Franco Colapinto with 24 points. Liam Lawson with 18 points. 17 points for Mick. Doohan has 15 points. Freddie Vesti still just a 5. And Pato's still the only driver not to score points. A look at Ugo, not competing in F3 this weekend. I still don't know why it's added him in here. But he's not back in action till Monza now. In the constructor standings, just 6 points for Ford and only 2 points for us. We stay first and second. The gap up by another 4 points, which means we are now 93 points behind Ford. The gap is getting very, very close to triple digits, unfortunately. No points at all, though, for Mercedes. So we stretch our lead by 2 to 103 over them, so we are still pretty secure in second place. Aston starting to put some pressure on Mercedes. They're up to 160 now, and big points for Ferrari thanks to Sainz and Bearman in combination there. They get to 152 points, just 8 points away from Aston now, and just 13 points away from third place and Mercedes. Then it's HiTech with 122 points. McLaren pick up good points today thanks to George's second place. They're on 106 now. Then it's TGR with 71. BMW Williams with 58. 42 points for Audi. 24 points for Maserati, who are bottom. Let's take a look at the pit stops. We got second place. Apparently Ferrari was somehow quicker than the perfect stop. I don't know. I don't know how or why it allocates the order in these. It's certainly not traditional that we did it first and we get it, because we set it before Sainz did it. But we get second place. Ferrari will take first and will take 10th as well. McLaren taking 3rd and 7th. Ford taking 4th and 9th. TGR 5th. Audi 6th. And HiTech getting some points in 8th. We slipped down to 3rd last night. Let's see if we claimed any places back. Nope, we haven't. We have closed the gap slightly to Ford. Ferrari have gone top thanks to their 26 points. They're on 228, 1 point ahead of Ford, and we are 8 points behind Ford with 219. Then it's Williams with 170. That's the only other team that's really in the fight at the moment. HiTech on 116. McLaren on 106, 98 points for Aston, 63 for TGR, 40 for Audi, just 37 points for Mercedes. They dip down back to 10th, and still just 9 points for Maserati. There's a summary of our stops. So the perfect stop, first stop of the race. We had another very quick stop, and we just could not get one for Lando, unfortunately. But at least we got some points. We haven't scored many, if any, in these last few races, so it's nice to get some decent points again today. And of course, we got both drivers home in their target positions, so 912,500 added to our bank balance. Next up is a sprint weekend in Monza. Let's get that prepped and ready, shall we? Okay, so we have a spare rear wing. We've got to make some underfloors, unfortunately. The boardroom refurb is done, which is quite nice. Clicking on. There we go. We've got something purple in the inbox. Is this going to be a regulation vote, or is this something a bit more sinister? We'll find out in a second. Let me answer the questions in the comments first. So I've got Ford as a team, or is it Rebel? It's Ford. We have a mod from Little Onion, which allows us to actually put a Ford in as a team replacement for Red Bull. We've got 2 possible liveries. We're running the first one at the moment. We'll run the next one maybe next year, maybe the year. Actually, no, next year's the last season. So we'll run the other livery next year. Nigel's favourite layout is the old Silverstone. How old? Are you talking like the previous version, or are we talking with the chicanes, or are we talking pre-chicanes, where the sort of 70s and 80s, where it was a very, very fast track with very little corners at all? We're talking about the previous version, sort of early 2000s and back. Or mid-2000s back. I think it was 2008 when they changed Silverstone, wasn't it? Yeah, I went to that version of Silverstone in 2003. That was a great circuit. I loved Bridge. Bridge was a great corner. swinging out into sort of that fast right-hander going slightly uphill into the complex where you have Brooklands. You know, that was a great little corner, but it's gone these days, unfortunately. Right, 11 days to go until Austria. Oh, Austria's next. I thought it was Monza next. Must be Monza after Austria. I must have got my dates wrong on that one. Okay, so we've got a little bit of time to try and get a couple of underfloors, you know, started, or at least build one of them. Let's check in with the board first of all before we do anything else. I bet you they're going to be disappointed, despite the fact that we have now completed this. Yes, disappointed with the results. Happy with the objectives because we completed the season objective last year. This year, we are on course to complete both the season objective and we've already done the long term. So that should be delighted next season, which will help. Finances, yeah, we're getting rid of that debt bit by bit, so that should go back to satisfied soon. And yeah, who knows how we'll do in Austria. Hopefully we'll do a little bit better than we did tonight. Right, let's check the inbox. It is a regulation vote. Financial changes. Ooh, this will be to either change the prize money or to change the cost cap. One of the two. Let's click off the other stuff first. So, boardroom refurb's done. Post-race data, what got broken. A front wing and a front wing, they both failed. We destroyed 2 underfloors, 1 on each car. So we had 5 front wings, 3 spares. Now we've got 1. And we had 2 spare underfloors, I think. Now we've got none. So we got to start building parts yet again. Right, financial changes. Ooh, this is the season prize money. Well, this doesn't really affect us because next season is, in all likelihood, going to be the final season. So these changes will come as we're ending, or kick in as we're ending our series. Let's vote. Let's vote against, just to keep the field a little bit tighter. You're not liking the latest, just like Hockenheim, it doesn't seem right. It's a little bit different. I mean, Hockenheim was a very different circuit before the changes. Whereas Silverstone, they didn't change that much. They cut out a corner to cut in field and extend the layout a little bit, mainly just to build new pit facilities. But Hockenheim, they made wholesale changes to the track just simply because they couldn't put any spectator gantries up in the forest. So they changed the layout to try and make it more spectator friendly, where they would not just hear the cars whizzing around for a minute and then see them for like 5 seconds and then they disappear off into the forest again. Plus there was also the issue of getting medical cars to anyone who crashed at the far end of the circuit. So yeah, I like the old Hockenheim circuit. I do miss it, but I understand why they changed it. I'm not a huge fan of what they did to it. I mean, there are a couple of good corners, but I think they could have done something maybe a little better. Right, let's see what we're going to do, shall we? Let's fix the cars first of all. There we go, front wings are changed. Underfloors. We've got no spare underfloors now. We've got 1 spare suspension coming. We're now short on front wings again. So let's go into manufacturing and build a couple more front wings. And let's build a couple of underfloors. Spending money I don't really want to have to spend, but kind of need to. We can now refurb our tour center as well. So let's get that done. That'll take 9 days. We're leaving the weather center alone. We don't have the money to upgrade that because it's expensive. We've got less than $1 million left. How long till we clear up a project? Closest one is 3 weeks away. That's the suspension and the chassis. When do we get our next payment from the sponsors? Middle of October. So a month away. until we get our big payday there, because we've just had it there. And immediately spent almost all of it on our design centre. So, what is this? That's the vote regulation results. That's our tour centre upgrade being ready in time for the start of this week, because that's a weekly payout rather than sponsor stuff like the helipad. And then we go into back-to-back Grand Prix, Austria and Monza, and they are both sprint weekends, if memory serves me correctly. Let's have a look. Austria is a sprint weekend, as you can see up here, and I believe Monza is a sprint as well. Yep, there we go. Monza's a sprint as well. So back-to-back sprints. Then we go to Miami after that for the Americas leg. Then Montreal for another sprint. Vegas for another sprint. Cota for a normal Grand Prix. And then a final round at Brazil. Round 20. So Vegas will be the final sprint. And we'll have back-to-back sprints here for the last two. After we've had these two. So 4 sprints to go. And 7 races to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 races to go. So a good chunk of points still available in the Drivers' Championship to give Max a chance at winning a title. It's a big gap. It's 93 points in the Constructors. I don't think we can pull that back. But we can certainly stay in the hunt. We're only 35 points behind Oscar, and a retirement for Oscar could change things dramatically. So we'll see what happens in the Drivers, but I think the Constructors is probably gone. Right. Somebody was asking me earlier about driver ratings. I forget who it was. I think it was Opjo. If you're still around, Opjo, let me go through the drivers for you. So let's go to Scouting, Drivers, Ratings. Max currently at the top with 93. Oscar 92. Charles 91. Hamilton is retiring at the end of this season. Not picked up by a team. He's at 91. Then it's Antonelli at 90. George at 90. Norris at 90. Lindblad 87. He's gone up another point this year. Sainz at 87. Gasly at 86. Bearman 85. Tsunoda 85. Albon 85. Bortoletto 84, as is Hadjar. Ocon's at 84, but out of contract at the moment. We've made him a cheeky offer, but I don't think he'll accept it, to join our development crew. Then we've got Lawson 83, Porsche on 83. This is a new gen driver on 82. Gabriele Mini is on 82 and supposedly retiring with an unretirement at the end of the year. Colapinto's 82, Doohan's 82, Freddie Vesti 82, Drugovic and Schumacher also 82. Sanhueza is another new gen. Alex Dunn is supposedly retiring at the end of this year. We're going to bring him out of retirement again and allocate him a job somewhere. Ugo up to 80 now. Leonardo Fornaroli at 80 is likely to be taking Pato Award's seat next year. Rafa Kamara is supposedly retiring. We're going to try and bring him out of retirement again at the end of the year. Pato is at 79 and 31 years old now. Zay Maloney retiring at 26. He's 79, as is Iwasa. Sargent's at 79. Joe's at 79, part of our development crew. Stroll at 79. Who else from the originals is around? Magnussen's still around at 37 years old now, at 76. And I think that's pretty much it. Everyone else is retired from the original starting drivers. We've still got some of the younger drivers available, but most of them are starting to drift in and out of retirement as well now. So, where are we? Let's see. We need to advance time a little bit. Something in the inbox. This is a counter offer from Esteban Ocon. We made him a very, very cheap offer. Let's see what he actually wants. Not that much more, actually. Not that much more. But he wants to drive. Nah, we don't want him to drive. Affiliate role. Okay, 3 seasons, starting next season. He's not happy with the salary. I'm going to try and get him even cheaper. Get him in that little window there. We up that to 450. There's a chance he might take that as an affiliate for 3 seasons. Because his marketability at 86 would be really, really useful for us next season. We'll see if he takes that. Any thoughts on livery for the new upcoming season? We'll probably keep the same livery, but maybe change the colour scheme slightly. I don't know yet. Haven't really put any thought into what we're going to do for our final year yet. Jackson Chisholm has been recommended to us. That is a new gen driver. He is a 73 overall. How old is he? 22. Oh, he's an American driver. Oh, and he's going to Williams. Okay, so yeah, good job. Good job, scouting team. You've recommended somebody to me who's already got a contract for next year. Great job. Jesus. All right, moving on. We've got our spare suspension. We're back to 2 spare suspensions. We've got 3 spare front wings again. Very nice. Let's see what our staff are up to. Both of our drivers are enthusiastic. Again, salary, Max's biggest issue, and standings for Norris's biggest issue. Neither of them upset about the car. Everyone else is pissed about the car, but they're all in pretty good spirits nonetheless. Even Enrico Cardley, who's notoriously hard to stay happy, is positive at the moment. So, yeah, that's not bad. And they're only unhappy. They're not very unhappy like they used to be. So, that's a win. Right, regulation vote. We voted against it, and our vote was the deciding vote. It's failed to pass 6-5 against Ford, Williams, TGR, Audi, Aston, and us saying no to the change in prize money. So bad luck to those guys who wanted it, because you ain't gonna get it. Stoffel has signed. So we made Stoffel a very cheap offer to go into our development pool for next season. 650k for 3 seasons. It's only going to cost us a 250k signing fee as well. Welcome to the team, Stoffel Van Dorn. We'll see you next year. Our tour center refurb is done. Excellent stuff. Oh, no. 6 days isn't too bad. We'll shut it down for 6 days. It shouldn't affect any parts that are already being done. And it'll be back up and running in time. Because it's 6 days that we shut down. It'll be back up and running before these projects end, because they've still got, a week and a half to go yet. So that's all good. But yeah, we'll pay 60k and shut it down for 6 days rather than letting it potentially turn into a serious issue. It's only 6 days, and it won't affect what we've got going through. Right, strategy prep for Austria. It's going to be warm, not expecting rain. Let's take a look at the actual forecast. There we go, blazing sunshine across the weekend. So tyres could get a little warm in dirty air, but apart from that should be absolutely fine. And hopefully we'll have a really good results. We could do with one. We had a very disappointing race yesterday at Spa, and thanks to my almighty cock-up with Norris, we had a bit of a bad one today as well. Fingers crossed we can do a little bit better. We'll have a better engine in the car for both drivers tomorrow because it's a very quick circuit again at Austria. And yeah, fingers crossed we can get some more points. That is it for tonight. So those are the current standings. As you can see, Oscar leads by 35 points and Ford lead us by 93 points in the constructors. That is probably a bit too far for us, but the driver is still on. We still have a chance there. So I hope you've enjoyed tonight's race. If you have, then as always, do all that good stuff. A thumbs up, a like, a share, subscribe, all that funky stuff. Hit that bell for notifications on the start of live streams and extra stuff as well. I am going to start working on some more logo tutorials. I still got a couple that I haven't released yet, just haven't got around to fine-tuning and recording. So I will get those fine-tuned, feckled, tweaked, recorded and uploaded in the next couple of days, and I'm going to start work on some new ones as well for all those console constructors out there, including an updated Honda livery, or Honda logo, sorry, for the new style Honda logo. And I'm probably going to do a TWG AI logo, or at least have a look at trying to do one as well. I'm not guaranteeing that one yet, but I'm certainly going to look at doing TWG AI as a sponsor option as well. So maybe some more on top of that. We'll see. But that's it from me. I hope I hope you have enjoyed tonight's Grand Prix. We'll be back at the usual time of 8 p.m. GMT. That's here in the UK for tomorrow and Austria. Until then, that's it from me. Thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob, and I'll be back with more F1 Manager very soon.